This first one, identify characteristics, graphs with x-intercept. So notice this parabola crosses the x-axis. We want to identify the axis of symmetry, the vertex, and the y-intercept of the graph, then describe the end behavior. So the first thing is they tell us that the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals -2. So I have decimals open here so that we can see what does x equals -2 look like. So that is the red line that we see here. So notice that it is a vertical line and it goes through the x-axis here at -2. It's very important to use x. I think that an easy way to remember that it is x equals and not y equals for the axis of symmetry is because the word axis has the letter x in it. So when we're looking for the axis of our parabola, the x is what you want. X equals -2. Now, on the opposite end of that, if you use y equals -2, that is not going to be a vertical line. That is a horizontal line through the y-axis at -2. So that is not going to cut our parabola in half. We need the vertical line, so we use the x. So here they have x equals -2. Next, they want you to find the vertex. The vertex is that middle point. So the vertex, the middle point here is a maximum. FYI, is the highest point. We label the points using the x value and then the y value. So the x value here is -2 and the y value is 8. So -2, 8 is the vertex, that middle point of the parabola here. And then the y-intercept. So where does the parabola cross the y-axis? And here, it would be right here is where it crosses that. So 4 is your y-intercept, or 0, 4 is the point. And then last, describe the end behavior. So it says as x increases or decreases, y decreases. Now the way to think about this is what happens as you move or you increase on the x number line. So if you are to start here and you start to go up, right? If you're going to 0 or 1 or 2 or 4, what is the y values of those? So if I'm looking at, let's say at 0, this point here is 0, 4. This point here is 1, 0. This point here is 2, -6. So as x go up, 0, 1, and 2, the y values are going down. They start at 4, they go to 0, and then they go to the negatives. So as x increases, y is decreasing. And then if we look at going the opposite way, so if we start here, the x value is -4, the y value is 4. Here, the x value is -5, the y value is 0. This should be a 4, sorry. It's -4, 4. And then -5, 0, and then down here we have -6, -6. So as the x values decrease, So they're going from -4, -5, -6. They're going down. The y values are also decreasing. They're going down from 4 to 0 to -6. So whether x increases or decreases, our y values come down. Any questions? So the next example is with x-intercepts. So again, we're identifying the axis of symmetry, the y-axis, the vertex, and the end behavior. Now, the thing that I think that is the easiest to do is to find the vertex first, because once you find the vertex, then you can get the axis of symmetry from that. So if you find the vertex first, which is the middle point, so the vertex here is 0, and I think that's 8.5. So 0, 8.5 is my vertex. Then my axis of symmetry goes through that point, and it's the x value of the vertex. So the axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 0.5. That shouldn't be 0. It should be 0.5. And then the y-intercept is where the parabola crosses the y-axis. So my y-intercept is 8. And then describing the end behavior as the x's, whether I increase going towards the positive numbers, the y values come down, or I look at the graph and the graph is coming down as I move to the right. And then as I move to the left of the axis of symmetry, the graph comes down, or the y values decrease. So it's always decreasing. Even though they don't cross the x-axis in this example, it still has all the same characteristics of the previous two that do cross the x-axis. So again, I always like to start with the vertex. So here, the vertex is 0, 3, is this point here. The middle, and then the axis of symmetry goes through that point, which is x equals 0, or it's the x value of the vertex. And then the y-intercept is where it crosses the y, which is the y value of this one, since this vertex is on the y-axis. So the y-intercept is 3. And then the end behavior for this particular one, as the x values go up, so as we move to 2, 3, and 4, we notice that our graph is going up for the y values. Same thing to the left. As we go down, -2, -4, -6, we notice that the y values go up 4, 6, and 8. So this one is going to be increasing y values.